this video, you will see how to transform the hood of this Audi R8 into one with cool rally stripes that look like they were cut with a plotter, but instead by hand using tri-line from 3M Knifeless tape. To make the rally stripes, you will need 2 rolls of masking tape of different widths, wide and narrow, and either 6mm or 9mm tri-line. The width simply depends on how wide you want the stripes and gaps. The first step is to find the center point. There are a variety of ways to do this. Here, Phil Aquin, head trainer for 3M Knifeless tape, is showing one way by using masking tape placed symmetrically at the top and bottom of the hood. He doubles up the tape, marks one edge, places the mark to the opposite side, then marks the center point by the fold. Now, match one side of 1-inch masking tape to the marks, top to bottom. Keep the tape symmetrical by pulling from the roll. Next, butt joint a second piece of 1-inch masking tape to the first. Make sure it's exactly uniform from top to bottom. If necessary, remove the emblem. With the center line ready, it's time to apply the tri-line. Anchor it on the windshield, then butt joint it exactly to the masking tape from top to bottom. And, just like when pulling the masking tape, always pull from the roll. This keeps it symmetrical from top to bottom. Once in place, tap the top of the line in 2-inch increments from top to bottom, then form it completely with one stroke. This helps keep the line straight. Apply a second vertical run of tri-line in the exact manner. Butt joining it precisely from top to bottom is critical. Working from outside in helps the edges fit like a puzzle piece. Repeat the exact same steps for the other side of the center line of the masking tape. Anchoring the tri-line on the windshield will help with the release of the strings later on. It's now time to see the numbers of strings and the sequential order. 6 strings for each vertical set of tri-line, with 6 to 1 starting in the middle and working to the sides. For the outside set of tri-line, the numbers will switch from 1 in the center, working out to 6. For the right side of the rally stripe, lines 1 and 5 will be removed before the material is applied. Line 2 will stay, and this is the middle cut. Line 3 will be the template cut. For the left side of the rally stripe, all odd number lines will be removed before the wrap material is applied. Now it's time to make the marks on the outside edge of the rally stripe. Notice that Phil is measuring from the second string. Make the exact same distance at the top, middle, and bottom of the hood. Using wide masking tape, starting at the front of the hood, make layers to a point where the bottom of the rally stripes will be. This height is determined simply by the installer or the client. The key is to make the final top edge straight. With the marks and masking tape set, it's time to apply the outside run of tri-line. It's very important to make string number 2 line up on the marks. Anchoring the top on the windshield, pull the tri-line to the middle and the bottom marks, making sure to line up the second string to the marks. For the curve at the front, make an exaggerated turn with the tri-line, then pull it back to straight. This helps it make the planned curve with no tension. After the curve, butt joint the edge of the tri-line to the masking tape for symmetry. Remove the masking tape now that the tri-line is in place. Place the second run of tri-line in the exact same manner. Be sure to place it on the outside of the first run so that the strings match up in sequence to the vertical runs. Taking time to butt joint it precisely from top to bottom is key for symmetry. Next, it's time to build a template for the other side. Using 2 pieces of scrap material, big and small, create a temporary hinge with the big piece and place it over the curved section. Remove the liner from the small piece and place it adhesive side facing up on the curved section. Flip the large panel over from the temporary hinge and squeegee it on top of the small piece, pressing firmly with the hard side of the squeegee over the tri-line to highlight the film. Now it's time to release line 3, the template cut. Release the 3 lines, anchor 1 and 2 on the windshield, and continue the pull with line 3. Be sure to not pull the entire way out, but stop just above the outside of the tri-line. Remove the excess film by pulling away from the template. And this is how the first pull should look. Using a standard piece of paper, make marks to match up the vinyl template to the left side of the rally stripe. Be sure to use a marker that won't wipe off easily. Make the mark on the vinyl and on the knifeless tape for the right side, then mark line 3 for the left side. With the template mark set, it's time to release template line 3 from the outside run of tri-line. Keep the line perpendicular on the curve as well as low and flat so it cuts precisely. This line can come out all the way, and now once the template is cut out, the excess film can be thrown away. Cut off the temporary hinge just above the marks, then place the template in a safe spot so it doesn't get thrown away while the right side is being applied with the tri-line. Next up is removing the excess lines. In this case, it's line 1. Once the line is released, remove the excess green tape. String 5 also has to be removed as well, including the excess green tape between lines 5 and 4. Before releasing vertical lines 1 and 5, the outside lines have to be pulled back. Before doing so, make marks on the masking tape just on the edge of the green tape, then pull them back, anchoring them on the hood. Here, line 1 is being released, then line 5. With the lines released, the outside lines can be placed back into position. Be sure to match them up exactly to the marks. The vertical line should be seen as the short run and the outside as the long run. This corresponds to the following marks. Here, Phil marks the bottom edge of the green tape to indicate the short line, and about a 1/4 inch mark to the outside of the corresponding line for the long. This is repeated for the other two sections. Next up is to pull back the top layer so the marks can be placed on the vertical line. These marks are being placed as cutoff points for removing the excess tri-line. It's best to use scissors during this process to ensure a precise cut and avoid accidentally damaging the hood with a knife. Cut both the vertical and outside tri-line runs exactly on the marks and place them back into position along the preset indicators. This now completes the setup for the right side of the rally stripe, so now it's time to set up the left side. Using the template, line up the horizontal marks and the edge of the template to vertical line 3. Hold the template firmly in position and make a series of marks on the curved side. Make as many marks as possible to ensure a clear read for the angle. With the bottom complete, move the template to the top and mark the width. Again, lining the edge of the template to line 3. With the first run of tri-line, place line 3 directly on the marks, then, pulling from the roll, evenly guide it to the bottom marks. Once lined up, make another exaggerated turn on the curve, pull it back, then keep line 3 running on the curved marks. For the outside run, butt join it to the first run. With the outside run complete, it's time to release the odd number lines. A good way to do this is to use scissors and then cut the inside and outside lines. This essentially turns the tri-line into design line. For lines 1 and 3, this time, cut and leave line 2 and pull 1 and 3 at the same time. Keeping the green tape on the lines help them pull evenly. With the odd number lines released, remove the excess green tape. Mark the edges of the outside lines, then pull back so the odd number vertical lines can be released. Repeat the same steps for the vertical lines. Cut line 2 and pull line 1 and 3. Cut lines 4 and 6 and pull line 5. Place the outside run back onto the markers. Mark the long and short marks, then pull back the outside line to mark the vertical run. Cut the excess tri-line off on the marks for both vertical and outside runs using scissors, then place precisely back. This ends the setup for the tri-line, and here is how it should look. This means it's time to apply the wrap film. Before applying the wrap film, wipe the hood down to remove any dirt or oil. Apply the film using standard application techniques. If the wrap film is overly aggressive, avoid picking the material up and down during this process as it can release the tri-line from the surface. With the wrap material in place, it's time to release the lines. First, begin with the vertical lines. In this case, line 6. By anchoring the tri-line on the windshield, it helps ensure a clean entry onto the wrap film. Pull the line all the way out. Repeat the same steps for the left side. Next up is to release the line 6 from the outside runs. However, this time, when reaching the intersection, stop, then make the final pull in the opposite direction. Doing this ensures a perfect 90-degree angle at the point. Repeat the same steps for the other side. Remove the excess wrap film by starting at the front and working towards the windshield. Before moving on to the next release, remove the green tape under the film. Be sure to pull away from the film as close to a 180-degree angle as possible. This keeps the wrap film from lifting up and getting wrinkles. Once the green tape is released, seal the edges to lock the wrap film into place. This is critical to do before the next pull. Next up is pulling the remaining vertical lines 2 and 4. This is done for both sides and the lines can be pulled all the way out. Repeat the same line for the outside run, but instead of pulling all the way out, pull back just at the end. With all the lines released, remove the excess wrap film and green tape from the inside gap. The film can be pulled straight out, but the green tape should be pulled away from the side that is staying. Be sure to remove all the green tape from under the film to ensure that nothing gets left behind. And on the corners, just like when releasing the line, pull the green tape away to ensure it stays flat and symmetrical. Always seal the edges immediately with a finger and squeegee. Repeat the exact same steps for the other side, then cut off the excess wrap film at the top of the hood. With everything cut out, go over the entire area with the heat gun to make sure all the edges are sealed and no air remains under the film. And here's a detailed shot of the final results. Perfectly symmetrical edges, curves, and corners. This entire process of making rally stripes with 3M tri-line tape generally takes between 40 and 55 minutes to apply. Also, it involves no plotting, weeding, or pre-masking. Once the steps are memorized, creating rally stripes on demand can be done efficiently and result in high profits and happy customers. For more information on 3M Knifeless Tape, you can go to this link. And if you're interested in taking a 3M Knifeless Tape workshop or becoming 3M Knifeless Tape endorsed, you can click on this link. This video has been proudly produced by the Rep Institute.